spanning the Valley of the Sun and all across the 48th state. This is the Gaydos and Chad Show.
Happy Monday. Bare minimum Monday, Gaydos.
Oh, and we are proving that the last 2 hours.
That's right, man. Mostly 5 days a week, so we got that going for us.
Chad, a new study says light rail is a disaster and is dangerous and bad for your health.
Well, new study.
Yeah.
That's the study that you and I have been screaming about since, I don't know, the beginning of time.
Yeah, and that's when light rail was invented, by the way. So, the new study says a light rail passenger is assaulted every other day. Doesn't that make you want to go and not pay for a ticket and get on board? It sure does for me. Yeah. Doesn't it make you want to go on board and watch people do drugs? Because, by the way, that happens all the time.
Hey, have you thought to yourself, you know what I haven't had today? Been hit by a hammer or chased by somebody with a machete.
I'm glad that you brought that up, Chad, because if this Valley Metro study from the first 6 months of this year, and it shows on average a light rail passenger is assaulted every other day. I've got the top four so far. You mentioned a couple, right? So we got the a man on a light rail platform attacked by another man with a machete. So that doesn't happen every day.
No.
Yeah. Okay. This is another one. One victim told the police that a man, later identified as Jacob Jasmer, attacked him with a hammer.
The Jasmer!
Before exiting the train. This year, I saw that an 83-year-old man waiting for light rail was assaulted. Isn't that wonderful? 83-year, no reason, randomly selected to be assaulted, and then of course
randomly select like it's at the TSA.
Yeah. And then of course, you've got drug use there. You've got homeless people on the light rail during the summer. And it all stacks up to be just a horrific experience.
Yeah, it's not a good
And so
experience.
now we have the numbers that a light rail passenger is assaulted every other day. I'll give you another one.
Please do.
This study also shows that every 6 days or so, a Metro security officer is attacked. So once a week, the people trying to keep people safe, that person's getting attacked.
And we found out last week that they're also apparently the ones who are supposed to enforce the ticketing. Like, hey, did you bring your ticket?
Did you pay for it?
Did you pay on this adventure that may or may not get you stabbed, shot, beaten with a hammer?
My goodness. Every other day, a light rail passenger is assaulted. All right. So how do you tackle this and stop it? Well, unfortunately, you have to rely on the city of Phoenix. And they did a bang-up job with the zone and homeless people. Remember, that's how they kept ignoring it, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, the city of Phoenix are doing the same thing. They're ignoring light rail, and now somebody's calling them on it, saying, "Hey, you know what? Not only is it a crappy experience, but people get hurt. But let's build more."
Yeah, that's the big thing here. This is about, hey, let's have a conversation and see if people in Marysville was like, hey, you know what? We would like to be attacked as well.
Right.
We would like everything upended and disrupted, and then we would also like to get on something that costs a lot of money that nobody will pay for and be attacked.
Valley Metro is now seeking input from Phoenix residents on a proposed Maryville light
We need to lead the charge against this.
All right, how do you want to do this?
We need to go to these things. We need to lead the charge,
Go to
people.
what? Where are we going, to the light
because they're going to
rail?
have one of those question and answer. Everybody gets their 2 minutes, right? That lady's going to get up and talk about the easement. We don't know why, but she's at every one of these things.
Are you saying we got to go to a Phoenix City Council meeting?
And then we need to sit there and go, this cannot happen in any neighborhood ever.
I don't think I have what it takes to go to one of those council meetings.
You could. I think you could. You cut yourself short there.
Okay.
I think you totally could.
Let's talk about that for a moment. I can't do it Monday because it's Monday Night Football.
Yeah, that's right. We've got 2 games tonight.
We got a doubleheader. Right. I can't do it Thursday because it's Thursday Night Football. Friday nights are no good for me. I'm going to play softball. Tuesday, I've got Bible study. I'm free Wednesdays. Do you think that they can do this?
Well, let's see what we can
get
them
Are you doing
on.
anything on Wednesday?
I am. No, but
nothing.
for this, to stop light rail, we may need to make sacrifices.
You want me not to go to Bible study?
Well, Jesus wants you not to go to Bible study to stop light rail. He, too, is against light. He says it's a sin.
I agree. I think light rail is a sin.
The cost is ridiculous. It never pays for itself.
No.
It's great for politicians to go, we brought jobs and money back. But then what? It never stands on its own 2 feet. No.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, we've had Pete Buttigieg on the show earlier this year. He's pouring more federal dollars
Secretary
into
Mayor
it.
Pete?
Yeah. Yeah. I think the question is like, because how do you keep people safe? Because 1 out of every 3 cars has a security guard at any given time. Okay. You have to improve that. You have to put somebody there. There's got to be an officer. There's got to be something.
That right there says something. First of all, I traveled a lot when I was in Europe, and I was on a lot of trains. You know what I never saw? Security guards. There was a guy that came by and took your ticket. I never saw security guards. But we're at this point now where if it moves outside of the bus, where weird stuff just happens on the bus, that apparently there's a chance for violence. And that's not a good thing.
No,
that's not a selling point.
No. People are not, I'm sure it happens. People are assaulted on a bus or there's a fight or something like that. Obviously, that's just, that happens. It's unfortunately, it's life. That's what, it happens on occasion. But my goodness, a light rail passenger is assaulted every other day?
That is not, that's
so
not
if you're out there and you ride the light rail, I mean, this is the most dangerous form of traveling because Phoenix isn't really, they don't really want to keep you safe. They don't care about keeping you safe. What they care about is building more light rail.
Yeah.
Because
the money flows in.
Right,
it's great for jobs.
Right.
Look at all the jobs that we've created. Look at all this stuff. But what they do is they spend a ton of money, and it's never profitable. It never stands on its own. It needs all kinds of handouts. And at the end of the day, it's now dangerous.
Yeah. People don't know how to act anymore. So I'll give you an example. I was watching something online the other day. You know how we talk about the grab and smash that's happening all over the place, where people go in and they take whatever they want and they act like imbeciles, right? And then they steal it. There are places now in Portland, because Portland's a disaster. You can't, like at some convenience stores, you can't enter.
No, it takes your picture.
Without, like you have the doors that open.
You got to look up.
You got to look up, and the thing says, like I don't remember the whatever the device is above the door. It says, "Please look up. We're taking a picture of you."
Yeah.
And so they take a picture of you, and if you don't want that, then you're not going to get in.
Yeah. Which is insane, but
right.
that's where we are now.
And so they have your picture, and if you decide to steal a bunch of stuff, they have your picture. And so why don't we do that on light rail before we let anybody anywhere near it? Just put up a...
But like everything else, taking the picture, doing all this stuff, unless you're going to enforce the rules, really, it doesn't matter. Right?
I think people are getting on for free. They're not paying their ticket, and now they're being assaulted. We have over 100 people assaulted this year. Come on.
And we're not even at the end of the year.
No. So we'll find out what happens, but I know the Phoenix Police Department Transit Unit is launching a light rail, quote, enhanced security plan. Yeah.
Could you imagine if you were flying? Well, nowadays, we see the stuff, but if there's a chance that every time you get on a flight, somebody could stab you, do drugs, or hit you with some sort of hammer or something.
Machete.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm going to skip the flight.
Yeah.
So I think, to put a bow on it, I think I'm going to skip light rail and now I know why. Hammers and machetes and all that stuff. Good gracious.
Cats and dogs living together.